All right, let's talk about something that probably keeps every single caregiving agency owner up at night, the after-hours emergency. This isn't just about putting out fires. It's about having a system in place that actually anticipates these things so you can handle them calmly and professionally every single time. So let's just paint the picture here, right? It's 2 a.m., the phone rings, and it's either a caregiver calling out sick or, even worse, a panicked client with an urgent need. In that exact moment, chaos is basically knocking on your door. How you respond? Well, that defines your entire agency. Do you have a plan ready to roll, or is it just a mad scramble? And that's just the fundamental truth of this business, isn't it? Our clients' needs don't clock out at 5 p.m., so our readiness can't either. A crisis doesn't wait for convenient office hours. So if your plan only works from 9 to 5, well, let's be honest, it's not really a plan at all. So, the big question is, how do we get out of that frantic, reactive mode and into a calm, planned response? It really all comes down to having the right toolkit ready to go. So we're going to walk through 4 key protocols that can take a situation from a potential disaster and turn it into something totally manageable.
Okay, let's start with your very first line of defense. Protocol number 1. This is all about making sure communication is crystal clear when things get stressful.
Here's the thing. When a client or their family is in the middle of a stressful situation, the absolute last thing you want is for them to be digging around for a number or getting sent to some generic voicemail. A single, dedicated on-call number? That's a lifeline. It means a real, trained person is always there, and that streamlines everything from the very first second. All right, so the call has been answered. What happens next? This part is absolutely crucial. Protocol number 2 is all about triage. Because let's be real, not all emergencies are created equal. Is this a medical situation that needs a 911 call, like right now? Or is it a scheduling problem, maybe a safety concern? Your on-call team has to be trained to figure that out instantly and deal with the most critical stuff first. Life-sustaining needs have to come before any of the paperwork.
So you've assessed the situation. Now you need to get the right person to step in. And that brings us to protocol number 3, which is all about your people.
Look, just having a list of names you could call, that's not going to cut it. You need a pre-vetted, on-call team of backup caregivers. And here's what's really important, the emphasis on training. These folks aren't just fill-ins. They are specialists, ready to de-escalate, respond fast, and walk into a brand new situation with total confidence.
And finally, once the immediate crisis is handled, the job still isn't over. Protocol number 4 is all about accountability and, more importantly, learning. I know, documentation can sound like a chore, but this is huge. Every call, every decision, every action, it all needs to be written down. And it's not just for liability, though that matters. Think of it more like you're creating a detailed case study. What happened? Who did what? What was the result? This is your playbook for the future. It's how you spot what went right, what went wrong, and make your system even better next time. Now, let's just zoom out for a second, because these 4 protocols, they aren't just a simple checklist. They really represent a huge shift in mindset. It's about moving away from being caught off guard to being totally prepared with professional poise. You're building a system that's built on readiness, not just on luck.
And this quote, it nails it. Seriously, think about the real cost of a reactive mistake. We're talking about a lost client, a damaged reputation, maybe even legal trouble. Now compare that to the cost of investing in a solid on-call system and a trained team. It's a no-brainer. And this quote really captures that business truth.
Let's just break it down side by side. The reactive approach, that means tons of stress for everybody, unpredictable costs that pop up out of nowhere, and worst of all, it chips away at your client's trust. But the proactive approach, that leads to way less stress, because everyone knows the plan, the costs are more predictable, and you build rock-solid client trust. Why? Because you've proven you're reliable when it counts the most.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought as we wrap things up. Take a good, honest look at your own operations. Because that 2 a.m. call, it isn't an if, it's a when. And when it comes, is your system just designed to react to the fire? Or is it truly built for readiness? Ready to manage things with the calm and the competence that your clients absolutely deserve.